good evening, everybody, and welcome to Cyber Racing Association's Homes Now Not Later Super Speedway Series, where tonight it is a very special race. Not only is it their 100th series race, tonight we will also be racing for the Elite 11 here. It has been the Fast 15, but tonight 4 drivers will get eliminated and we will move on to the Elite 11, but everybody else will still be racing for 16th and 17th. So a lot is on the lines. We are with the Open Truck Series now, which we've seen week in, week out, that the trucks seem to be a little bit more cleaner than the K&N cars. I think it's because everybody has the advantage of having a decent setup. I know when this season, when we picked it up, it wasn't really exactly that because iRacing had screwed us with a new build and basically everybody had to start from scratch. But it's been quite a few weeks, so everybody's had plenty of time to work on the setups. And to add to more of the things, we have a very familiar name back racing with us here at Cyber, the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. Now you guys might remember him and his teammate, former teammate Rodney Wofford from Dark Horse Racing. Now he is on another team with 2 of the fastest guys that we have seen, and that's not a surprise to me. So now Mark is teamed up with the 3 of Paul Servant and the 8 of Dana Osborne, so that'll be the 3, the 8, and the 81 together now. So that's definitely going to be 3 trucks to look for tonight. As we're looking at the times, right now Paul is running 4th, Dana 5th, and where we gotta look down, surprisingly, for Mark right now, he is currently, where is he? 15th. So that means nothing. We all know how Mark runs his races. He likes to start in the very back and work his way up. And with this being 3 stages of 30 laps, same rules always apply. 1 quick repair. But as we're about to wind practice down here and get qualifying going, I think it's going to be interesting to see what we're going to see with the pole sitters tonight. Whether it's going to be the 3. Is it going to be the 81? Is it going to be the 8? Who knows? I mean, this is a whole different ballgame. This isn't fixed racing. So we're going to see how Southern Thunder can do in qualifying now that they've got their additional teammate, and probably one of the best pushers that I've seen aside from the 00, the 18 of Gary Champion, which there's a few drivers it sucks that they're not going to be here tonight. But we're going to get the... They're going to, unfortunately, I think they'll get like provisional points or something like that, but still, it's a shame that they won't be here. And that is going to do it for practice. So as this wraps up here, we'll move into qualifying and see who can set the fastest time and put it on the pole tonight here at Daytona. So you see there the 33 of Jeff Yastrzemski. Now the 99 of Thomas Labar as they make their way out. The 16 of Chris Brown. As these drivers get their out laps underway here, it should be the traditional as we always see. First lap up against the wall, second lap bring it down as low as you can go and keep it down there. Try to minimize the wheel in the corner to keep the speed, keep your tires from scrubbing. And as Chris Brown here completes his out lap, now he'll take his first qualifying lap. Now this is the fun time when we start seeing the times coming in, as we see there the 99 of Thomas Labar. There's the 66 of Bobby Tinch. We're waiting for the first times to come across the line here. Right now with the early on pole, we have the 66 of Bobby Tinch with a 50.157. We know that number will change, but as of right now, give the pole to the 66. It's an interesting line we're seeing here by the 99, arcing it a little bit and running the mid groove through the corner, but that's the beauty of open set racing. Sometimes the bottom line isn't always the fastest. And now we see the 65 had briefly taken it. Bobby puts it right back up there with a 49.665, and now we've got David Anderson with a 49.614, so the 44 David Anderson. And now we've got another one, the 81. There it is, Mark Jorgensen, right there, a 49.6 flat. And now the 8 of Dana Osborne, so here comes Southern Thunder. Dana ran a 49.585. So right now the 8 truck on pole, and there we go. There's the other Southern Thunder, the 3 of Paul Servant, 49.515. As we see the 00 there of Dwayne Cooper making his way around the track. Mike, I don't think anybody's going to touch a 49.515.
I don't think so. You can tell those guys putting a lot of time getting that qualifying. You can really see if you look at the leaderboards which guy's putting the time to get that qualifying set up right.
I mean, looking at the gap, that's exactly 0.07 of a second to his next teammate right there. That may not sound like a lot of time, but that's a lot of freaking time to go from first to second. So we see that one of Artie Peterson Jr., he has snaked his way up into third spot with a 49.591. And as the drivers are winding down qualifying here, we're going to go ahead and ask everybody to please rise and remove your hats as we bring out the U.S. Army Marching Band for tonight's national anthem. All right, but now before we get this race started, we had to bring in the 00 Dwayne Cooper. Dwayne, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, Art. How are you and Mike?
Well, I feel like shit, but that's a total different story. Tonight we've got a lot of things going. This is the 100th series race here with Cyber Racing, so that's a huge number, a nice milestone to hit. We've got the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. back, one of, I think, the biggest trash talkers in interviews. So a lot of things, and during the pre-race show, you brought up the fact, and I'd completely forgotten about it, that I was one of the original drivers here at Cyber before we took over broadcasting. What do you think we're going to see tonight?
All right, well, we got a lot of guys that are going to be racing for points. Dave is up in the 44. He missed last week. Marty Ray in the 65 missed last week, and they want to get to the Elite 11. They're going to have to pretty much get up there. And something else, Art, when we come over and started this league, Drive for Autism was the team that we did it, and I brought that team back this year not knowing that we was going to hit 100, and we are leading the points right now as a team.
Well, we were actually doing a good job there over at the other league too before we ended up getting the axe, but I guess that was probably the best thing that could have happened because now we've got undoubtedly one of the, if not the best super speedway leagues on iRacing. I see the pace cars taking off. Just wanted to bring you up here and wish you good luck tonight and congratulations on the 100 starts. Hope to interview you later tonight in Victory Lane.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm going to help Dave try to get him up there. I just need to be in the top 5 to advance. Dave needs a win, so if it comes down to it, I'll push the 44. But I got to thank all the fans, the drivers, and sponsors, Jim Peterson and Homes Now Not Later, because without them, we couldn't have done any of this.
Exactly. Well, once again, good luck, and thank God I don't have the curse like Alan does, so go get him.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a lot of fun up there.
Oh, we always do. All right, now we're quickly going to go through the gridding here. On pole tonight, we're going to have the 3 of Paul Servant starting outside. Fellow teammate Dana Osborne in second. Third, the one of Artie Pearson Jr., Mark Jorgensen Jr. Good to see him back. He'll be rolling off fourth. 44, David Anderson, fifth. Bobby Tinch, sixth. Dwayne Cooper, seventh. Marty Ray, eighth. Garrett Robinson, ninth. Justin Levine, 10th. Jim Peterson, 11th. Matthew Welsenbach, 12th. Jeff Yastrzemski, 13th. Gregory Thompson, 14th. Daniel Holloway, 15th. Alexander Russell, 16th. Chris Brown, 17th. Mark Vega, 18th. Thomas Barr, 19th. Rounding out the top 20 will be Scott Warren. Chris Akers, 21st. Lance Marsh, 22nd. Rick Seabrands, 23rd. Eric Knex, 24th. Daniel Jackson, 25th. Jimmy Coleman, 26th. Michael Coe, 27th. Matthew Almany, 28th. And that's going to round the field out as the pace car gets ready to make its way down pit road. We're ready to start this thing off. Let's go. Crank it up. Green flag is out. We are live and underway here at Daytona International Speedway with the Cyber Racing Association Homes Now Not Later Super Speedway Series. And as they bring it around here to complete lap 2, we're going to go back to the regular cameras now. Looks like everybody's playing pretty nice. We see there's a lot of trucks kind of just hanging back there, and there's some here already on the outside line trying to get around. We see the 8 there of Dana Osborne. He is still the first truck there on the outside line. His fellow teammate Paul Servant in the 3 right there on the inside, first truck. Now we see the 8 is able to come down and clear, and right behind him, now next in line on the outside line, is the 3rd Southern Thunder teammate, the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. being pushed by the 66 of Bobby Tinch. Meanwhile, we're looking right now at the 4 truck of Justin Levine. He is currently being scored in 15th. You can see this big lead pack right here. He is latched on to the tail end of it. Directly in front of him is the 88 of Gregory Thompson. Now let's go ahead and bring up some speeds here. Let's see what these trucks are getting up to as they go into the corners. We see the 00 there, 199, 200, 201. So these trucks definitely, they got them cranked up already. 8,300 RPM through the turn here as they were on the backstretch around 8,500. So setups are looking pretty good as we look at the 56 as he comes across the line at about 194 at 8,500 flat. As we can see now, we've got 3 teammates right here. The outside line's not really going as much as we figured it would. We see there the 00 and the 56. They're trying to get up there. We spoke to Dwayne just before the race and before the grid there. This is a monumental race. It's definitely a milestone when you hit 100 races with the series. All right, now it looks like the 81 of Mark Jorgensen is kind of odd man out there on the outside line. The 66 of Bobby Tinch decided he was going to drop down to the inside, so we got to wait for these other 3 trucks to get up here. We do see the 44 though of David Anderson. He's going to get up behind the 81, and hopefully these other 3 can get up here and get that outside line running again. But it is early on, and remember, these guys do have to pit once per segment, so strategy's going to play one thing, but I know Mark likes going fast and being up front, and right now, he needs a couple more trucks. We need to see the 65, the 00, and I believe that was the 56 too as well to get up there and help push, as now we've got 3 trucks. So we see the 3 of Paul Servan. He's decided to come up from the low line to help his teammate, and he's jumped to the outside line, so now we've got the 3, the 81, and the 44 right there, as well as, I believe that's the 58 and the 00. We're looking right there at the 65 of Marty Ray. Right now he is currently in 12th, and he is about to get the pack behind him caught up to him. I think Marty's playing a little bit of strategy here and backing off just a little bit in the early phase here of stage 1. There's still a ton of racing to do, but remember, these guys that are in the Fast 15 right now, only 11 will advance after tonight into the Elite 11. So these guys really have to, tonight's a crucial night. It's like the Chase Eliminator rounds. You've got to play your strategy right, hope that the caution doesn't come out, hope you're not part of the caution, but big strategy right now is what we're going to see happening here. As we see a little bit of damage there to the 29 of Matthew Welsenbach. Looks like he had a little bit of left front fender damage there. As we look back up here at the front, we see now all 3 of the Southern Thunder teammates are lined up. The 3, the 81, and the 8, they're down there on the inside line. We got the 1 of Artie Peterson Jr. and the 66 of Bobby Tinch trying to work the outside. Behind that, we've got the 6 of Alexander Russell. He's going to try and get up there and help the 66 as well as the 44 of David Anderson there. And the 00 of Dwayne Cooper. That right there is the top 10. Actually, top 11. So as they come to complete lap 9 here, it'll be Artie Peterson Jr. at the line with that one. So score the first lap led tonight for that 1 truck. It definitely does appear that we're seeing a lot of strategy going on. We've got 3 separate packs. We've got the lead pack, we've got the mid pack, and then we've got the back pack. And as they come off of turn 4, let's see, looks like the outside line is going to have the advantage going into the tri-oval at the line, and it will be no contest. Artie Peterson Jr. with another lap lead. Let's go ahead and pull up the speeds here and see what Artie hits as he goes down the backstretch here. The exit the corner was 191. You see the RPM slowly going up. So going into the corner at about 195, he got to about 85 and a half. We can go ahead and pull up our little drop down RPM gauge too and keep that one up so you guys can see that. Now these trucks don't start redlining until right around 9,000 RPM. Right there you see it. So about 8,500 they start the red line, 9,000 they hit the rev limiter. Get a good look there at the 3 of Paul Servant being pushed by the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. and the 8 of Dana Osborne. Now those are all 3 teammates there. As we see, the 1 of Artie Peterson Jr. was able to clear the 3, so he's going to drop down and take over control of the bottom line, as that'll leave it open for the 66 of Bobby Tinch there on the outside. And you see them hitting the rev limiter there as they come to the line. Score another lap in the books for the 1 truck. Now, it definitely does take nerves of steel to be that close to somebody's bumper for that long. Just for the reason why I'm going to go on board with, just because I haven't seen him in freaking forever. Let's go on board right now with the 81 of Mark Jorgensen. Now, just watch out his windshield for an entire lap, because this is all you see the entire time during the race as a driver. Especially when they get onto the backstretch. Watch when they go into the corner, how close he is. Now Mark's doing a good job right now, breathing the truck, gets a run, gives the 1 a push right there. Now he's breathing it again, trying to get the run to give another push. But also, when you're on the bottom line like that, you do have to kind of duck down a little bit to see where the corner is, because a lot of times you could be right up on the truck you're trying to push. And that's usually when we see the bumps gone bad, is when you're right up on somebody. But right now, it looks like the 81 is staying just far enough off the 1 to give him the draft and still keep them going. As we see, the 3 of Paul Servant has been able to leapfrog the 1 of Artie Peterson Jr., so that'll put the 3 back out front. The 66 and the 6 still on the outside line.
And we have the first takers down pit road. The 33 and the 56 are down and out.
The strategies are already underway here. Now, once again, they are required to take 1 pit stop per segment, and we have 3 30-lap segments here. So it's going to be interesting to see when this lead pack decides that they're going to come down pit road and which teams decide to go at which points. So you see now the 8 of Dana Osborne, he's going to step it out to the outside line and get behind the 66 of Bobby Tinch there. So you see the 44 of David Anderson, and now Bobby's going to drop back in. So now Dana, odd man out, as the rest of these guys are all on the bottom line. Dana's got nothing to do. As you see the 00 now, he's going to try and come up. Hopefully that'll give the 8 a little bit of help, but right now he is a sitting duck, as right now he's just going to cycle back until he can get a hole. We see a lot of more takers coming down pit road, about 5 or 6 more trucks. They're fanning out. 17, 16 in the books. So they'll have 14 laps to go. So we see a little bit of movement going on now as people starting to switch around. We see the 26 there of Daniel Holloway. He's going to try and get up there and help the 8 as well as the 00. And we have more takers down pit road. We've got, it looks like the 2 of Rick Seabrands is one of them. So several drivers opting to come down pit road. Now it's going to be interesting to see when these guys up here decide to do it. Are they going to do the traditional 1 or 2 laps before the stage ends? Or are we going to see a, well, probably if I was calling the strategy, I would wait till about maybe 10 laps to go. Word is the 00 will be coming down pit road this time. As we see our entire lead pack coming down right now. Everybody doing a good job getting it slowed down, no contact as they make their way down onto pit road. Now this is the entire field here, so now we're going to cycle around.
That was just beautiful to watch those guys come down pit road. There was such control of their cars. No one hit into each other. Everyone fanned out real nice.
I was about to say, I thought I heard an orchestra playing because that was very, very professional the way that one was done there. No contact. Everybody was nice and fanned out. As we see a little bit of wiggle there out of the 88 of Gregory Thompson. Right now, the 16 of Chris Brown being scored as our leader. We take a quick look at the top 10. It's the 16 of Chris Brown, the 48 of Jimmy Coleman, the 72 of Daniel Jackson, the 20 of Michael Coe, the 6 of Alexander Russell, the 00 of Dwayne Cooper, the 76 of Scott Warren, the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr., the 26 of Daniel Holloway, and Rick Seabrands is going to round out the top 10. So we see the 9 truck there. He's going to get up there just in the nick of time to get out of the way of these guys as they're full speed and he's still getting up to speed. Right now we are looking at the 33 of Jeff Yastrzemski. He is currently being scored in 15th position. Meanwhile, they're the 00. Right now, Dwayne is being scored in 9th. And now the last remaining 3 drivers to make that mandatory pit stop have come down and gotten their service. So everybody has completed their mandatory pit stop here. So expect things to stay green flag here till we see the caution come out at lap 30 when we end stage 1 here at Daytona. And now as things have cycled around, it is showing me the 72 of Daniel Jackson as the leader. But when it comes to the line, it'll be the 2 of Rick Seabrands as our lead truck, as you can see him right there on the outside. Behind him, we have the 21 of Eric Knechts, the 66 of Bobby Tinch, and 2 of the 3. Oh, actually, all 3 of them are there. We got Jorgensen down on the inside line, pushing the 76 of Scott Warren. And then we've got Paul Servant and Dana Osborne there on the high line. Dwayne Cooper and David Anderson, as we see the 2s easily able to clear the 76. That'll open the door now for the 21. As at the line, it'll be 7 laps until We see that mandatory caution come out, and now the 21 will come down and clear that, so score that lap lead for the 21, which now finally opens the door for the 66 of Bobby Tinch to see if he can try and get around and clear it. And there it is. Bobby Tinch has dropped to the bottom, and we also see now that the 3 and the 8 have jumped to the outside. At the line, that one is going to be the 3 of Paul Servant. Meanwhile, we've taken a jump back here to 11th and 12th. Right now we're looking at the 58 of Jim Peterson. You see the 33 and the 56 there. Jim being the first truck there on the outside line. A decent looking pack here. Everybody's playing nicely here. See some damage to the rear end there of the 4 of Justin Levine. Looks like he got a little bit of a center punch there on his spoiler. And looking at that last Toyota there in the back of the field, he's got some nose damage, so I'm almost willing to bet that's where the 4 truck got some damage. If you were to line those 2 trucks up together, I guarantee you that hole would fit. Meanwhile, as we go back up to the front here, at the line that time, it was Bobby Tinch. As we see now, all 3 Southern Thunder drivers are lined up again, nose to tail on that outside line. As we've got Bobby, Dave, and Dwayne on the inside. Dwayne's got the option here, though, to choose the inside or the outside, but now we see the 3. He's going to drop down. That's going to allow the 8 and the 81 to try and keep the run going there on the outside as they enter 3 and 4 here, as we're nearing the end of stage 1. So now it's 4 on 2. And at the line, I think it'll be Dana by just a nose. And it will be. Let's score a lap lead for another lap lead for the 8 of Dana Osborne. He currently has 6 in the books tonight. The 3 of Paul Servant with 9. Bobby with 2. And then I'm seeing Rick with 1. But this is a good little battle going on right here for the lead here. So we see the 3 has crossed over the 66. Dwayne's kind of just riding back there a little bit. I think he's playing just a little bit cautious. We see the 81, he's ducking down below the 44. And now we'll see Dana drop in behind his teammate. With this still being the early stages of the race, I think it's safe to say that unless somebody tries to pull out on the last lap of this stage, that we probably can already hand it over to maybe the 3. But as I say that, we see here comes Junior and Dana rallying on the outside. I don't think 2 trucks is going to be enough to do it, though.
If there was 2 that could do it, it would definitely be those 2.
It would be. But just look how Bobby can stay glued to the back bumper of that 3 truck.
Well, I've been watching the 66 a lot tonight, and he's pushed quite a few people up to the front. So
and we're going 3 wide here. The 66 moved up to the outside, and Jorgensen apparently didn't like that. So him and Dana now, with this being the last lap of the stage, we're going to have a 3-wide battle as they make it around to the start-finish line. Bobby right now sitting catbird. He's solo in the middle lane. We've got Jorgensen and Dana on the top, and then we've got Paul Servant and Dave Anderson on the inside. So who's going to win stage 1? And it's going to be the 3 of Paul Servant pulling off the first stage win. They're still 3 wide. There's the end of the stage right there. So
really doing a great job, man. We'll keep working on this thing for you. How you doing inside there? You feeling okay?
Is going to be your stage 1 winner. So strong showing already in the first stages for Southern Thunder is once again no stranger to it. I think last week is the same story. We saw stage 1 go to the 3. So once again we'll have stage 1 going to Paul Servant. We'll let these guys all get lined up behind the pace car, and then we'll do a quick run through the top 10. As they back it down on the backstretch. Hopefully we don't see anybody lock them up or get into anybody, but usually tend not to see that anymore. So, quick run through the top 10. Obviously, with the stage win, the 3 of Paul Servant, Bobby Tinch second, 44 David Anderson third, Mark Jorgensen Jr. fourth, the 8 of Dana Osborne fifth, the 00 Dwayne Cooper sixth, the 2 of Rick Seabrand seventh, the 58 of Jim Peterson eighth, Gregory Thompson in the 88 ninth, and Garrett Robinson in the 56 is going to round out the top 10. And pretty sure these guys are either going to come down pit road now and take some fresh tires and top off the fuel tank, and then once again they'll have to do it during the race as they're all required to take a mandatory 1 per stage. We're going to see the leaders come down, and as they are coming down we're going to cut to a quick commercial break, and we will return with the action here at Daytona International Speedway with Cyber Racing Association's Homes Now Not Later Super Speedway Series League. Folks, we're back, and pit stops have just been completed here. Now you can see there's a ton of rubber there in the middle groove of the racetrack here. So I want to look at something here. Track temp is 103.66 degrees, so that definitely would indicate why a lot of the drivers came down and took tires. The air temperature, that's just 78, and 55 degrees of relative humidity, but the track temperature right there is definitely going to be a big reason why these guys have come down and taken tires. And it looks like as everything comes around, the 00 is going to be scored as our race leader, as Dwayne was able to beat everybody off of pit road. And we're going to try and we're going to drag one of my favorite people to interview on the planet up in here while we're under caution. Mark, it's been a while. How the hell have you been, buddy?
Oh man, I'm sick as all get out. I probably wouldn't be a good interview person right now.
Oh, you're always a good person. I feel like shit myself. Long time since the two of us have been able to talk. It's good to see you back here with Cyber, and it's good for us to be back here broadcasting it again.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'd definitely be looking forward to going back and watching this race. So far, it's been pretty good.
Sucks that you're feeling shitty. Hopefully, you guys seem to be doing good. Paul and Dana, you guys are working really great together, and Paul getting the stage 1 win. Saw the 3-wide action battle there. Hopefully we get to see it there at the end of stage 2, and most importantly, at the end of the race. We know you know how to drive these things. You love plate tracks.
Oh yeah.
Expect to see you here the entire time, so hopefully we get to interview you tonight. But hope you get to feeling better. We just wanted to drag you in here and see how you're doing and bug you a little bit.
All right, well, thanks, Art. Well, hopefully I can be able to talk to y'all after the race. Hopefully, spraying beer all over the damn place, acting a fool, doing all that kind of goofy stuff.
All right, 10-4. Good luck, buddy.
Yep.
All right, let's see if the lights go out on the pace car this time. As the lights are out, we're going to double them back up here and get ready for the restart. The 00 of Dwayne Cooper is going to lead us to the restart. Oh, I can see that iRacing still has not given Jeff Bodine his booster seat. Mike, did they limit him on beer again tonight, or is he unrestricted?
Tonight, he is officially unrestricted. He got a case of Natty Ice, and he's ready to go.
Ah, snap. Brett Bodine ready to hold it down in the pace car tonight. Hopefully we don't get to see it, and Jeff just gets to get drunk on pit road.
I'm getting word that he has a Yeti cooler in the passenger seat, ready to go.
Well, if anybody, it would be Brett with a Yeti. So as always, as we get ready here for Brett's drunken ass to make his way down on the pit road, we are back in the Crank It Up camera as we're going to let the 00 Dwayne Cooper get us underway here at stage 2.
Green.
Green flag is out. Here we go. As they made it a couple laps around, that time by, the 44 of David Anderson will be scored as your leader. So that's going to be 2 in the books for him tonight, as well as 2 for the 66, as well as the 00. Right now, locking down the most laps led currently, that'll be the 3 of Paul Savant with 14. But these guys are already duking it out. As we see now, everybody's shifted back up to the high line. And we see that they're going to be coming up on a lap truck, as that looks like you got a little piece of the wall there, staying high for the field, as they're inevitably going to just blow right by him here. See some damage to the nose of that truck there. And as they come to the line, it's going to be Bobby Tinch leading that lap. Or, no? Yeah, Bobby Tinch. It's weird because before the 9 truck had the Napa paint scheme as well, so it was a little differentiating to see it. But we still see that lap truck up against the wall. Looks like he's made contact with it a couple times. Take a look at their speeds here. So you see right now, 5th spot, the 00. He's 3rd truck on the inside line, 198 going into 3 that time. We see once again, Southern Thunder is lined up on the outside, this time being led by the 81 of Mark Jorgensen, Paul Servant, and then Dana Osborne. And at the line this time for his first lap of the night will be the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. Now these guys have they raced through stage 1 pretty clean. They're already starting to separate out. At least the front 8 are. Maybe this is gonna be a good inclination that we're gonna see some good hard clean racing happening, but I wouldn't rule out the big one happening here. It always seems to happen, no matter how much we try not to have it. Something always ends up happening, and we end up with. Even just if it's 1 or 2 trucks, if one truck does like a McNasty kickflip 10,000 off of the fence, it's still the big one. And at the line again, it'll be the 88, so score another lap in the books for him. So we see a little bit different layout this time. There's a very, very large backpack. We had the front 8, and now we're starting to see a couple of them dropping back a little bit to form the mid-pack again. So right now, they're still leached on to the end of these front 6, which before was the front 8. Now we're seeing the secondary pack catching up to the tail end of the lead pack, and there you can see the far corner to the right, the backpack, the rest of the field here. As once again, it'll be the 81, as he's got both of his teammates in his rearview mirror pushing the living daylights out of him. You can see the split there between these 2 groups. We see it's going to be 3 wide as the 3 of Paul Servant's going to back out. He's going to have to cool his truck down a little bit, so he's going to cycle the 8 of Dana Osborne up to give the advantage for the 81 there. So at the line, who's it going to be? It looks like it's going to be Junior by just a hair. And it will be again. So behind the 3 Southern Thunder teammates, we do have the 26 of Daniel Holloway. We have the 16 of Chris Brown. And onto the back of that will be the 20 of Michael Coes. We also see the 2 of Rick Seabrands in there. So far, this is made for some really good racing here. Very, very clean. These guys have been doing a great job green flag racing. And that time at the line, give it to Bobby Tinch. So now Bobby and Mark are tied with 4 laps apiece led tonight. But I don't expect that 81 to be done yet. As he's able to drop down and clear the 66, that'll put the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. down the first truck on the inside line. And then his 2 teammates, the 8 of Dana Osborne and the 3 of Paul Servant, the first 2 trucks there on the outside line. And this time by easily no contest, it'll be the 81 with another lap led in the books, as the 8 and the 3 need the help there. Oh, as we see how truck, I believe that was a 20, disappeared for a good second there, and that's going to force 3 wide. They are 3 wide through 1 and 2 as they're going to sort that out. The 20 of Michael Coe blinked out there for a second and reappeared right in the middle of the track, so that kind of stacked things up. And now we've got the 00, Dwayne Cooper, looking on the outside the 2 of Rick Seabrand's down there on the inside, as well as the 26 of Daniel Holloway. So Dwayne looking to advance position up here as he's going to try and get up behind the 3 and the 8 here. As they come to the line, it's going to be teammate versus teammate, but once again, it'll be the 81 leading another lap here. I don't know if the same rule applies that was put in effect a long time ago, where if the teammates were controlling both lanes, you had to show that X amount of laps or whatever, that you weren't trying to control the race, which obviously that's not what's happening here, since this is open set racing, and we are seeing them drop down and recycle around. So we're going to go a 4-on-3 now, as we've got 4 on the outside versus 3 on the inside, but at the stripe, give Mark another lap led. He's brought that number up to 7 now. He has passed his fellow teammate, Dana Osborne. First truck there on the outside line. Dana's got 6. Mark's looking to try and make a dent into it and try and tie the 3 truck with 14, as we see the 00 there right now being scored in 7th. Dwayne's going to drop back down to the bottom line as they go into turn 3, which will leave the 3 and the 8 up there. And now we see the 44 and the 00 going back up. So this is a constant ballet here. A high-speed ballet on pavement. And at the line, once again, it will be the 81. As we see, they're ready to take it 3 wide as they go into turn 1. The 44 of David Anderson, the 2, well, it looked like the 00 Dwayne Cooper was going to go, but Dave decided he wanted to pull it back down to the inside line. Maybe he was just breathing the truck out, but for a second it looked like we were going to have some 3 wide action there in 1 and 2. This time, Dana easily able to clear. He can clear Mark and lead that lap. So now that'll be 7 laps led for Dana. Now the only truck left for Southern Thunder to get up. Back.
Caution, caution.
Oh, we got a caution on the track.
How was your forward drive there towards the end of that little run we just did?
This is not a mandatory caution, so we're going to go back, see what happened, and give you guys the replay. And it looks like that one is going to be between the 6 and the 9 truck. So here we are, we backed it up. See the 9 truck right there on the outside line, the Napa truck. That's why I did get them confused, because they both are running a Napa paint scheme. So keep your eye on the first truck there on the outside line. And then there's the 6, he came up in front of the 9. You see the 4, Justin Levine, behind them there on the outside. As they come off the corner, everything's good so far. See the 1 of Artie Peterson Jr. in front, and then, oh, that looks like netcode. Oh, look at that, ouch. Oh, hung in the fence. Oh, wow, the 72 there definitely went for one hell of a ride, so we definitely have to crank up the onboard for that one. That would be Daniel Jackson. So we're going to back it up again, and this time we're going to go with the 72. I want to see his onboard ride, because that definitely was interesting. First, we're going to go on board with Justin Levine here for some wreck avoidance. Now this is the lap leading up to it. And there's a little bit of contact, so, oh, there it is right there. look at that avoidance. Looks like the 4 might have gotten in the back of the 9 a little bit there and gave the 6 a little bit of a tap. But we also want to back that up a little bit, and we're also going to go on board with the 72 for that one, because that, I want to see that one. That one definitely looked like it hurt. So we scroll through the list here. There's Daniel Jackson. We're riding on board with him. He's already got some left front damage to that 72 machine, and now we're going to see what happened, as it looks like he did get hung on the fence on it, but let's shut up and listen. Ouch. That did not sound good. That sounded like concussion to me. So that looked like it might have been a little bit on the 4. We saw there was some contact between him and the 9, and we know the 6 was directly in front of the 9. Maybe it was just a missed time bump, but who knows? As we look up front, we've got the 8 of Dana Osborne, the 44 of David Anderson, the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr., the 3 of Paul Servant, the 58 of Jim Peterson, the 56 of Garrett Robinson, the 66 of Bobby Tinch, 26 of Daniel Holloway, the 88 of Gregory Thompson, and Chris Brown in the 16 will round out the top 10. Now, Dwayne said it before the race started that he needs a top 5 finish. Right now, he's currently sitting in 11th, but we do still have another stage to do, and we'll be restarting this race with less than 10 laps to go in stage 2 here at Daytona International Speedway. So once again, while we are under caution, we're going to cut to our quick commercial sponsor break and be back, hopefully, with the pace car coming out of turn 4 and the lights coming off, and to see how drunk Brett Bodine can get tonight. Back, and let's see if the lights do go out on the pace car this time, as it's going to be Breff Bodine. Why? Just smell their breath. You'll understand why. As the lights are out on the pace car, field is going to double back. We are less than a lap away from restarting this race here, as we see the 81 of, oh, we actually have 2 National Guard paint schemes. So things are looking good for at least the first 2 trucks on the inside. Dana's got his teammate Paul and the 3 behind him. And then on the outside, we've got the 44 of David Anderson and the 3rd member of Southern Thunder, the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. Going to be restarting in 4th here. The 56 of Garrett Robinson restarting 5th. Jim Peterson restarting 6th. Daniel Holloway 7th. Bobby Tinch 8th. Gregory Thompson 9th. And then Chris Brown will be the 5th truck there on the outside row as they get ready to send it off. And once again, we are going to go to the crank it up camera as Breff Bodine gets ready to make it off down pit road again.
Green flag.
Green flag is out. And before we let the engines roar, right before the restart, the 58 of Jim Peterson completely blinked out, so that's going to stack the inside lineup. But seems like they got everything underway, so here we go. Alright, so now we are back to the regular Fox cams. We're hearing word from race control that the 58 spilled his bong water on his keyboard, but it's alright. They got it sorted out, and he's back.
Yeah, thank God for those quick change keyboards.
Oh yeah, definitely. At least it wasn't his router, because then he would have been gone permanently. Now, Jim, of course, lives in Washington State, where it is legal, so there you go. As they come to the line this time, score another lap led for the 8 of Dana Osborne. We're going to look here real quick. So far, we've got 53 laps in the books. And look at the number that's the most impressive. We've had 23 lead changes so far tonight. And we're not even done yet. We still have a whole nother stage to go. So now we see that really right now it's just the battle right here between these the front four. The 8 of Dana Osborne, the 44 of Dave Anderson, the 3 of Paul Servant, and the 81 of Mark Jorgensen. As we see the rest of once again, we're in 3 packs again. This time the front 4. And then everybody else, I think that might have been to do with the initial stack up, but they did seem to get back in line, and now they're kind of dropping back as we are 3 wide, and there they go. They're wrecking in turn 1. They're saving it though. Wow, look at that. Great job saving it there. No caution.
I don't know how they saved that. They're
still going, still going. We got truck sideways on the backstretch, and they're still saving it. They're at least 5-6 wide on the backstretch back there. Holy shit, how that did not bring out a caution, I do not know, but that right there is a testament to these drivers here. Wow, that was 2 separate instances that would have normally been a caution, but somehow, I don't know how the hell that truck on the backstretch managed to keep that thing under control, because he had to have been seesawing on that wheel something fierce. But once again,
there it is.
Is it?
76 got in it with 00. Double zeros in the wall.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the 00, see how bad the damage is. But man, that was a lot of trucks. Oh yeah, Dwayne. Oh, Dwayne's wheel is pushed in very bad. He can't turn. Oh no. Now Dwayne needs a top 5 finish tonight, and you can see that right front wheel is absolutely shot, as he cannot even steer. You can see the toe is broken on that truck completely, so he's gonna try and limp it to pit road. I guess he's gonna take the well, what we're gonna be running here in less than a week. We can see he's broken a tie rod on that 00 machine, as both of his wheels are pointed straight to the right, and this is it's gonna be rather interesting as he hopefully nobody comes through. As he's steering it, it's almost like one of the wheels is just messed up. If he comes up on the track though, that will trip a caution, but he's smart enough to tap the brakes there, let the field go by, and I think he's gonna, there he goes, he reset his truck. He was trying to avoid the toe, because I know that right there is really going to hurt him and potentially take him out of making it into the Elite 11. But it did look like he had a busted tie rod on that truck after the contact with the 72. Meanwhile, out front, 76, excuse me. Meanwhile, it is the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. leading it. He's got both his teammates behind him, the 8 of Dan Osborne and the 3 of Paul Servant, as meanwhile the 44 of David Anderson and the 58 of Jim Peterson trying to contend there on the outside. Right now, 5-on-2 is not the odds I would want to be playing with. I'd kind of cycle back, but we are getting close here to the end of the stage. Should be 2 more laps, and then we will see the end of stage 2 here. So right now, Southern Thunder looking to win stage 2 here as well, as the 3 of Paul Savant has already won the first stage. Now, after watching all those saves and all that, Mike, how many drivers are you willing to bet are going to have to burn their fast repair on that one after seeing how many trucks had to save it and how wide that backstretch got?
I went through the field and I was looking at the front ends, back ends. There is a lot of tore up cars. Some of it might be repairable. Some of it, they're going to have to use their fast repair because, last stage, you got to go for it, even though the next caution still might collect you.
And it might be coming up right here, as they were about 3 wide right there.
Caution's out.
Well, we got a caution on the track.
All right, buddy, you had a couple laps by yourself there. How'd it feel?
Oh, and it looks like, unfortunately, it's going to be the 66 of Bobby Tinch bringing out the yellow flag. And the 60 of Lance March. So let's go to the 60 here. Let's back it up a little bit. And that right there is the point of impact. So we're going to back it up just a little bit further, and we are going to ride with the Fox Cam. Let's see what happens here. Oh, wow, look at this. So watch the 66 right there, the Napa truck on the low line, and then the 60, he's going to drop right there. Wow, that was some net code right there. Oh, and a hard hit by the 48 into the 66. So we got to definitely take a look at the 48. We're going to ride on board with him. So we back it up a little bit more. Go on board with the 48 of Jimmy Coleman. Now the wreck is going to happen in front of these guys. Let's listen to the throttle here. Alright, now the wreck is going to be happening right about here. You see it coming up? There's the wreck. Wow. They make this thing in the middle called a brake. And they also make this thing on the right called the gas pedal that you let out of. It seems like he lifted a little bit and then just got right back into the gas. And I'm not sure, but I think Bobby is going to be having a closed casket funeral after that one. We're also going to ride on board with the 72. So we're going to back it up again. And we're going to go from the 72's point of view on this one. We ride on board here. So the wreck should be happening right in front. There's the truck down. Okay, so this, we see this is pretty much how I would be driving, not right up somebody's fast and not too far off. When they come around to the stripe this time is when we're going to see the wreck. Now, let's watch as we see some wreck avoidance. There we see the truck down on. We're going to see smoke here. There's the wreck right there happening. Listen to him, right off the gas onto the brake. That's what you're supposed to do. Jimmy Johnson didn't get the memo there. As you see, he... Ouch. That's a great job there by the 72 of Daniel Jackson on how not to impale a truck. So as we see the pace car here with the field, we see all three Southern Thunder trucks. 1, 2, 3, the 8 of Dana Osborne, the 3 of Paul Servant, and the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. Behind him, the 16 of Chris Brown, the 2 of Rick Seabrands, the 4 of Justin Levine. Let's go on board right now with our current race leader. You can hear him clutching it. So fuel saving is going into play here, as I believe that caution there will actually end stage 2 and we'll restart with stage 3 here. So undoubtedly that'll make it 2 stages now that Southern Thunder has won out of the 3 here, and let's see if they can seal the deal and make it 3 for 3. The lights are out on Bref Bodine's pace car. Let's go through the top 10 here. Restarting with the lead here will be the 8 of Dana Osborne. We're riding on board with right now. We're going to go ahead and jump back out to the crank it up camera. Starting on his outside, fellow teammate, the 3 of Paul Servant, and behind him, another teammate, the 81 of Mark Jorgensen. Actually, yeah. Our TVO has things a little bit screwed up because as the trucks move around each other, it actually moves in real time. But the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. will restart 3rd. The 16 of Chris Brown 4th. Justin Levine 5th. Rick Seabrands 6th. Jim Peterson 7th. Artie Pearson Jr. 8th. David Anderson 9th. And Garrett Robinson is going to round the top 10. And it's been a long night of a lot of rapid fire talking. And I think we're ready for the storm now. We've seen a little bit of wrecking now, but I think we're going to see possibly the big one. It didn't happen in stage 2. Everybody saved it. I think they've been saving it for this stage, but we're less than a quarter of a lap from taking the green flag as Bref Bodine is going to make his way down, and Dana's going to lead us to the restart zone, and we're going to fire off the last segment of this race here and see if they can make it a 1, 2, 3 clean sweep. Pace car's off.
Green flag.
Green flag is out. Stage 3 underway. All right, so as they come out of turn 2 after the second lap here, we've got all 3 of the Southern Thunder trucks lined up 1, 2, 3 as Dana Osborne is out there leading the freight train. On the outside line, we got the 16 of Chris Brown, the 4 of Justin Levine, and the 58 of Jim Peterson. So you see everybody right now pretty much favoring that bottom line. Behind the 3 Southern Thunder trucks, we've got the 2 of Rick C. Brands, the 1 of Artie Peterson Jr. We see David Anderson moving up to the outside groove there. We're going to see probably a couple other trucks. The 20 of Michael Coe, he's going to come up as well. The 56, he's going to move up, which is going to allow the 88 of Gregory Thompson to move up on the inside line as they come to complete another lap here. It'll be uncontested. The 8 of Dana Osborne with that lap as well. Now, as these laps start to wind down, we only have 26 more laps to go. I think the pucker factor is going to start going up because these drivers...
Caution.
And we got a wreck again, so
tell me about your car real quick.
We're going to see what happened this time and what brought out this yellow flag. Looks like it's the 44 of David Anderson, who I was just talking about, moving up through the field. Let's see what happened to Dave. Oh wow, look at that right there. You can see the wreck had already happened. Let's go to the 56 and see what happened here. We're going to ride it on board with the 56s. He was probably hit the hardest in that one, so this will be the lap leading up to it. Next time around on the back stretch is when you'll see the wreck. We're less than half a lap away right now from watching what happens here, as we're going to be on board with the 56 of Garrett Robinson. Word is here. It's next. Oh, well, holy crap! Look at that steering wheel. Oh my God! I've never seen somebody run a wheel that hard. Wow. Now we're going to back it up again, and we're going to look from the same truck's point of view, but we're going to do it from the outside instead. We're going to go with the 76 of Scott Warren, and we're going to see what brought that one on. All right, so Scott is down there on the inside line. The 44 and the 56 are up there on the inside. And he's, wow, yeah, that was 100% netcode there, because last time I checked, trucks can't drive through trucks. But I've never seen wheel movements that fast in my lifetime. As now we go back, see everybody coming back out, and right now we're looking up at the front here. Right now we're looking at all 3 Southern Thunder teammates here. And it looks like we've got, at the time of the caution, it looks like the 60 of Lance Marsh has made it out on top, as he's being scored right now as the race leader. So that'll be his first lap led of the night here at Daytona. So Lance will be scored as our leader, as he's also rocking a modified Jack Daniels paint scheme. Let's ride on board with our race leader. You can hear he is clutching it, as most of these drivers will be doing here. So we get a really good look at Bref Bodine's pace car there. All the years that we've been on this service, and they've only managed to change the paint scheme of it, they haven't updated the pace car. We technically should have a Toyota Camry, or in this case, since this is the Camping World Truck Series, we should have a Toyota Tundra out there leading the field. But obviously, iRacing with dirt, we have the Chevy Silverado for the pace car. So the pace truck should be a Silverado, as right now Bref is definitely popping another natty. A lot of us like to drive through the pace car, seeing how it is not a static object. I think, for one, that they should make it a static object, but I can see the reasons why you wouldn't. Especially if you're a lucky dog or a wave around, but it's still common knowledge. The pace car is still a car regardless of whether it's not driven by an actual person or not. You shouldn't just drive through it. So I think they should just make it a static object. That way, if you hit it, you're SOL, but I could also see the implications of if somebody doing it, they'd end up wrecking the entire field.
I can tell you why they don't, because when the pace car comes out and it has to drive to catch up to the field,
it drives through the field.
Yeah, it does 265 freaking miles an hour to catch up to everyone, and then hits the wall 4 times, and then finally goes through everyone and gets up to where it should be.
That's why we have the greatest driver in history, Bref Bodine, in the pace car there. So as we look off the rear TV panel of the 60 of Lance Marsh here, he is surrounded by Southern Thunder. He's got him on the inside and the outside. The 3 and the 81 on the outside, and the 8 directly behind him. As we get ready for the pace car to make its way down pit road for hopefully the last time, the 60 of Lance Marsh is going to lead us back to the restart here. And I expect to see that upper line start moving ASAP. See a little bit of checking up there in the back of the field.
Green flag!
Green flag is out. We are back underway here at Daytona. As we pull it off the crank it up cam, this time at the line, it'll be the 3 of Paul Savant leading the lap. So the outside line already beginning to show that it's got the momentum, as right now the 3 almost had the 60 cleared. He's got his teammate, the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr., directly behind him. And then directly behind the 60 there on the inside is the other teammate, the 8 of Dana Osborne. So I think what we're going to see here is a little bit of line dancing going on, as we see the 8 is going to make it up there. So we've got all 3 of the Southern Thunder trucks nose to tail now, as the 3 is completely clear to drop down to the bottom. He's going to try and make it a twofer and bring the 81 with him, if not also the 8. And at the line, he's going to drop down, and look at the gap that they were able to create there between him and the 60. So that should make it easier for the 81, as right now both the 81 and the 8 are clear. As we see the 8 and the 81 drop down, so that will cycle the lead over to the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. as they make the move there, coming through turns 1 and 2 out onto the backstretch. So now that's going to open it up for the 4 of Justin Levine, the 76 of Scott Warren, the 2 of Rick Seabrands, 20 of Michael Coe, the 44 of Dave Anderson. Great to see him back out after being involved in, well, he wasn't involved in it, but he did have some pitting issues earlier on. It's good to see him back within striking distance here as the laps are winding down. We have 14 to go. As we can see the 00 there, Dwayne Cooper, he has made it back on the lead lap. Right now currently being scored in 16th. See the 26 there of Daniel Holloway. Meanwhile, we see that the teamwork nose to tail now is broken up as the 8 has gone back to the outside line. He wants to get around his fellow teammate in the 81, but at the line it's going to be Mark leading his 12th lap of the race tonight. Dana now taking over the most laps led with 26 and the 3 with 16. This is some good racing going on right now. If they can keep it this way and finish green flag, this is going to make for one hell of a finish. See a little juke there by the 44, Dave Anderson. He's going to pull his truck down to the inside line. As Mark is trying to get up there and lead as many laps as his teammate behind him has. He's only 3 laps away from tying with the 3 truck at 16 apiece. I know everything looks so nice, calm, and orderly. I have a feeling once we knock about 10 of these laps off, it's going to be a completely different story. We're going to see like 5 and 50 wide, people driving on the catch fence to try and get the victory by air.
And you know right now, almost all those drivers in that front pack are not breathing. They are death gripping the wheel. They are just doing everything they can.
Oh, we got the 20 going. There's the big one.
Caution.
A lot of the field collected up in that.
Sir.
Looks like only the front 5 made it through that one. Big junk coming out of turn 2. The big one has happened here. And it looks like it's going to be a bump draft gone wrong here. But the big one has happened at Daytona. We're going to go back just a little bit. Now watch the 76 of Scott Warren here. He's got the 20 of Michael Coe in front of him. We're going to see a little bit of chain reaction uh-ohs happening here, and it's all going to lead into one big ass wreck. Here we see the 44. Looks like he just got into the back of the 76 and this, wow, holy crap, that was a lot of trucks going around for a wild ride. Good job by the 00 Dwayne Cooper there. You saw him there. He was able to blow it up. That was insane. We're also going to go on board with the 2 of Rick Seabrands for that one. there's the wreck there. We're going to back it up just a little bit and go on with the 2. So we'll just let the sound play this one out. Wow, that was a... You can hear him giving a little bit of throttle to try and straighten that truck out. Now we're going to go for the Days of Thunder camera here. We're going to go on board with the 16 of Chris Brown. This is going to be a Days of Thunder replay here. Look at the reaction here. Trucks wrecking everywhere, and that was a cold trickle move if I've ever seen one. And we're also going to go on board with the 58 of Jim Peterson through that one. This is going to be nuts. We're going to ride on board now with the 58. There's the wreck. I ain't lifting, I ain't scared of nothing. Great job by the 58 of Jim Peterson getting around that one. Now our camera's freaking out for the moment here. I think we might be experiencing something here. Let's check. Oh, it looks like we had a throughput, so we're going to have to quickly bounce back into this. So real quick here, we're going to relaunch it. And we're going to go to commercial while that does happen. just in time. Apparently, iRacing decided it wanted to fucking throughput me, so there we go. But yet, never lost anything. Pace car's getting ready to break off. And we are going to go with a crank it up restart. Green flag is out. We are back underway here at Daytona. So 8 laps to go here at Daytona International, and thank God we were able to get this all sorted out under caution, because that would have been horrible. And there's a wreck already. We get and we're on board.
Might be some debris.
Oh, we were on board with the 65 there, and we just had a big junk off the start there. So we are back under caution. So you see heavy damage there on the 65 of Marty Ray. And we're going to look and see what happened there between the 6 and the 58. Now, as we back it up a little bit, we're going to watch the initial restart of the race here. Now, watch the 6, the other National Guard truck right here. They just took the restart here. Now, he's all by himself right there. There's the 58. He comes down, chops the nose off of the 58, and just causes all kinds of shit there. That was just and it doesn't hold the brake down until after he rolls back up the track and makes contact with another one. So, not really sure what the thought process was on that, because that destroyed a lot of trucks. That was just a very, very, very poorly timed move by the 6, and that's going to have implications on some of these guys that are trying to race into the Elite 11. So that's a big thing to have happen right there.
Yeah, the 44, David Anderson, was in that one, and that might just kill his chances of getting into the Elite 11.
Oh, right now it looks like the people benefiting the most from this seems to be Southern Thunders. They are still 1, 2, 3. And look at this, the 00 Dwayne Cooper. He's now in 7th. And I think Dwayne right now is like, bring it on. We only got a few laps to go here anyways. You guys want to wreck some more in front of me? Go ahead. I'll drive around and get some more spots. He only needs 2 more. He needs that top 5 finish to stay in the chase to make it into the Elite 11. So he's got to make up 2 spots in however many laps we get when we restart this race. And that's not counting if we go in overtime.
He did a great job of avoiding that last wreck. He went high, and he must have saw it coming, and he was close to getting into it, but he avoided it, so great job for Dwayne.
You see there the 54 getting a wave by. We're going to go, just because it's more interesting, do the crank it up cam on the leader here. You see a lot of people did come down pit road. They were waiting for the pace car to catch up to the field there. I've been sitting here thinking for about the past minute or two, why would you try to make that move from the high line down to the low side, especially when we all have spotters? I just don't know why you would do that. I mean, just because your spotters is clear doesn't mean you automatically just drop. You've got to look in your mirror and make sure that you are clear, and we did see the 6 crossed over the nose of the 58.
Well, about a second before that, he was clear, and I guess he just assumed that Jim wasn't there, and then Jim was there, and you know, it's just a mistake he made. It's unfortunate. Collected a lot of good trucks tonight, but you know, you really have to have spatial awareness when you're at a play track.
That goes without saying. I mean, the rate that these vehicles are moving, the closing speed on them. You may be clear 1 second, but that next second is the difference between still being clear or what we saw getting crossed over the nose of another truck or another car, and that goes for the Cup Series, the Xfinity Series, the K&Ns. It doesn't matter what you're racing. If you're on a plate track, you really have to keep your head on a swivel, and a lot of times you can't rely on your spotter because your spotter is not 100% accurate. Even if you go into your I&I settings and zero it out as much as possible, you can get it close, but if your spotter says clear and you don't turn as soon as he's done saying it or before he's done saying clear, then you can't really trust it because these vehicles just move way too fast to be able to make a late time move. But unfortunate that that happened. It did take out a lot of good trucks tonight, and I think that's going to set it up for possibly a 1-2-3 finish here by Southern Thunder. They've been dominant all night, though. They've won both stages. I think the 8 got the second one, and the 3 got the first one. Now it's up to the 81 there of Mark Jorgensen Jr. to see if he can seal the deal and bring home a win with his first race back at Cyber.
It'll be interesting to see, though, if Mark plays for the team orders and lets the 3 and the 8 go on, because they're actually in the chase, and he's just racing just a race right now. We're racing for wins.
Well, we're going to find out here in about a lap as the lights on the pace car are out. So going through the field order real quick in the top 10. Got the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. out front, the 3 of Paul Servant second, Dana Osborne third, Justin Levine fourth, Lance Marsh fifth, Chris Brown sixth, Dwayne Cooper seventh, Tom LaBarre eighth, Daniel Jackson ninth, and David Anderson's going to round out the top 10. This time, we're not going to do a crank it up restart. Once we get these guys back closest to the line, we'll flip back to the Fox cams because I don't think these guys are done wrecking yet. They will restart with 3 laps to go here, so it ain't over till the fat lady sings, and I think she's about ready to belt some high notes. So we see Mark driving out in front of Breff.
He was going out there to check his beer count.
Thought he was giving a rolling breathalyzer there.
He was counting beer cans on the dashboard.
You'll see that I'm the smart one. I throw him in the back seat. But pace car is getting ready to make its way off pit road. 3 laps to go. Let's see if these guys can keep it clean as Marshall lead us in. Green flag is out. 3 laps to go here at Daytona. Who's going to bring it home? And can they finish it without NASCAR overtime? Already see the 8s trying to look high. Look at the 00 of Dwayne Cooper right now being scored in 4th, and he is still marching that Toyota Tundra up towards the front. Right now he's got to contend with 3 teammates here as it'll be 2 laps to go as they cross the stripe this time. Right now it's going to be a battle at the line, and it'll be the 81. 2 laps left here, so 5 miles remaining here at Daytona International Speedway. Who is going to bring home the victory? Now Dwayne right now, as long as he doesn't get collected in a wreck, will stay in the chase for the Elite 11. He needs to finish 5th or better, and right now he is being scored in 5th position, so he needs to get up at least, or stay where he's at, or get 1 spot ahead in the event that the caution does come out before they take the white flag. So at the line, we'll be taking the white flag here.
Caution, debris.
Oh, that's the end of the race right there. So that'll be the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. winning it there. And unfortunately, the 00 did not make the top 5, so he is not going to advance into the Elite 11. So with Mark's first race back with the league, he's going to bring home the race win. So it's going to be a 1-2 finish for Southern Thunder as Dana got pushed back, it looks like. Yeah, Paul got pushed back to 4th, so it'll be Mark, Dana, and then the 60 of Lance Marsh. So it'll still be a 1-2 finish for Southern Thunder. Trying to see what truck that is out there smoking. I think that's the one of Artie Peterson Jr. there. Now these guys are going to have to continue out. These 10 laps that are remaining here are allocated for NASCAR overtime. So they will go back green and racing and all that, but it will be not for anything. It's just to run the time out on the server and to make the race official. So the race is in the books. The winner is the 81 of Mark Jorgensen, and we will be getting interviews underway here in just a minute. And we are going to bring in tonight's 3rd place finisher, the 60 of Lance Marsh. All right, Lance, tonight was a great example of 2 stages of pretty clean racing, a couple incidences there, but then we saw what we always see. We saw the big one in stage 3 there. Kind of walk us through the last couple restarts there from behind your eyes.
I was just trying to bide my time, trying to stay safe. Them last couple, they're pretty hectic. Them last couple of restarts, tight quarters, man. I'm happy to get a 3rd out of this.
We did see a lot of net coating that did bring out some of the stage 2 cautions, and then late in the race, the big one we saw, it was just a mistimed change of lanes that unfortunately knocked a lot of trucks out of the chase for the Elite 11, but you do manage to bring it home 3rd, so that's got to be a good feeling. Is there anybody out there that you would like to thank?
I just like to thank my wife for letting me come down here and do this. She's taking care of the kids. It's a pleasure doing this every Saturday night. Glad to be aboard.
All right, congratulations on the 3rd spot, and we will see you next week.
All right, y'all have a good night.
That was our 3rd place finisher, the 60 of Lance Marsh. Now we're going to bring in the first of 2 Southern Thunder drivers, the 8 of Dana Osborne. All right, Dana, once again, you guys showed to be the dominant team out on track, and you picked up a new member. Definitely a guy that I am no stranger to interviewing, obviously the 81 of Dale Jr., as we refer to him. But you brought it home 2nd tonight. We had couple of wrecks there in the 2nd stage, and then we had the freaking huge one in the last stage. Walk us through about the last 10-15 laps from your point of view.
I don't know, a little nerve-wracking though for a lap or 2 till we got settled in. I was hoping we'd get 1, 2, 3 for the team, but we didn't. We got a good finish, and I was out for points, but it was all good. And I was just going to stay with Mark there and push him to the win since he's been back.
Now, I imagine that you'd be like the rest of us as drivers. When it gets too wide and you're running nose to tail that close, for maybe about 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe even 10 laps, you're not breathing, you're not really blinking, you're death gripping the wheel. That really kind of, you get so focused, you kind of lose track of everything that's going on around you because you're so focused on what's happening in front of you. But it would have been nice to see a 1, 2, 3 finish, but that last little bit there, I think there's a little bit of influence with the big one happening there, and then on that last restart, I think we had a little bit of goofiness going on. But you managed to bring it home second. Is there anybody that you would like to thank?
I want to thank my team. I'm glad Mark's back to the team, and I want to thank Paul for sticking with us. And you know, we did our best tonight, guys, and you know, it paid off. And I want to give a shout out to Dwayne and you guys for putting on this broadcast, and because it's awesome.
Well, once again, hell of a job, hell of a team. We'll see you next week. I believe we're going back to Talladega with the K&N cars, and we'll probably see you guys out front again. You guys are the new dominant team.
We appreciate you guys, man. Y'all have a good night.
You too. Now that was the 8 of Dana Osborne, and did I not call it before the race started? Did I not call it? We're going to bring in the race winner, the 81, Mr. Showman himself, Dale Jr. All right, Dale, you did it.
Art, what's up, brother?
Did I not tell you was going to win this damn race?
You said something like that.
Well, you brought it home. And we just talked to Dana, and he said he was going to stick behind you and push you since it was your first race back. So I guess luck's, well, let's go back to the old analogy. The sun shines on a dog's ass every once in a while, but it seems to shine on your ass a lot.
Yes, it does. It's freaking awesome to come back after a little hiatus. And, you know, hell, me, Paul, and Dana, we was up front all night long, so I really thought that was pretty damn cool. But, yeah, to be able to get the win on the way back, you know, first race after a long hiatus, that's pretty neat.
And another thing to add to your impressive career already, this was Cyber's 100th series race, and you won that one. So,
oh, wow, that's pretty damn cool.
First race back with the league, you won the damn thing, and next week we go to Talladega with the K&N cars. Looking forward to that one?
I'm sorry, Art. I didn't even catch a question. Dwayne was talking to me in game.
Nah, he does that all the time. He likes blowing my bubble here. As we go to next week at Talladega, I know you love the K&N car. We gonna see Southern Thunder 1, 2, 3 there?
We're gonna try. I mean, that was the game plan tonight. You know, we needed Dana to do really well tonight, which he did, finishing second. So I think he pretty much locked himself into the next round. But yeah, it's always good to come out of any race. You know, it doesn't matter when it is. You know, 1, 2, 3. I mean, that just shows team dominance and, you know, just working good together.
Well, I can't think of any better way than to come back to the league than to win a race. So with that being said,
cool.
Who do you want to thank aside from your teammates?
Well, you know, first and foremost, you know, Dwayne, to be able to do this, put this on. You know, I know a lot of admins on iRacing spend a lot of their hard-earned money for others to have fun. So I got mad respect for guys like Dwayne and Jim Peterson. You know, Homes Now, you know, sponsoring the series. I mean, I mean, Jim is a crazy individual, man. I mean, he's different, you know, that, you know, he's cool, you know, nothing wrong with being different, but you know, I want to give a big shout out for him to be able to sponsor our league. And man, I know I'm missing somebody, man. National Guard for coming on board for the rest of the season. My big old heavy right foot getting the job done, and obviously just another shout out to Paul and Dana for helping me. I mean, it was a hell of a race.
Well, you stole the words right out of my mouth. That was some of the best racing we'd ever seen with the trucks here at Daytona, and you bring your first race back with the league with a win. So we'll see you next week at Talladega, and hopefully we get to do this shit again, because you are undoubtedly the funnest motherfucker to interview in Victory Lane.
Oh, I appreciate it, Art. Thank you.
All right, now with that out of the way, that will conclude the 100th race from Cyber Racing, where the first race back, the 81 of Mark Jorgensen Jr., brings it home with the win. Mike, any final words before we send this one off?
That was a lot of fun to watch. I mean, I know that we had that big wreck, but it's kind of cool to see a dominant team emerging in this league, and you know, these other guys got to step it up and see what they can do to beat them now.
And we also had the big implication there with Dwayne finishing 7th tonight. That's going to knock him out of the Elite 11. So as we go into Talladega next week, it's going to be interesting to see who's in it, because it's going to get narrowed down more and more and more as we continue. We've only got 5 more races remaining in the season here. So things are definitely going to heat up on track. It's great to see Mark back. Great to see that we've got a team out there that knows what they're doing, and they show consistency week after week after week. All in all, it was a great race. So for everybody here at Cyber Racing, Homes Now, Die Hard Live TV, I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching. And hopefully tomorrow night we will be live with the Die Hard Racing League as they go to, where the hell are we going with Damn League? We'll be live regardless at 7:20 p.m. Central Time, and we will be at Darlington. So with the K&N car, that's going to be definitely a interesting race, seeing how that is the track too tough to tame. But once again, for everybody here, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time.